We ready to roll?
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the Panels on Pages podcast.
Big boys playing with big toys.
This is quality content.
The boomers are into it.
Hey man, I just show up.
With your hosts, Lee Rodriguez,
I am a visionary. Like, oh, you have a podcast? I'm like, no, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Jason Nyes,
Yeah, sure. I'm not getting any vegetables in my diet. I'm just a thick boy.
Jose Guzman,
Is Jose on the show tonight?
He says he's coming.
It's like Elton John all over again, just minus the death threats.
Kelly Harris,
Rip your hand in your pants there, big boy. That's not me. I don't sound like that anymore.
and our good buddy Mahoney.
And Mahoney's here. What's up, Mahoney?
We can do just glorious, wonderful things on our phones, people.
No one's ever done anything like this before.
It's gonna be massive.
It's going to be great. I mean, obviously, I think it'll be great.
And it's all killer, no filler.
My seat's on fire! Your take's so hot!
Come on. It's so good.
It's pretty good. It's there. It's reliable. You know what you're getting every single time.
Man, I'm so glad you found us.
You're all terrible people, and I'm glad you're my friend.
Put that in the intro.
That's really funny.
Over 500 episodes, and you'd think they'd have the hang of it by now.
It seems like the concept that would run its course very quickly. What is happening, everybody? Today is Tuesday, April 9th, 2024, and this is episode 657 of the Panels on Pages podcast. I am your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Joining me tonight, we have Mr. Jason Nyes.
Release the footage.
And just Kelly. Kelly Harris here. What's up, Kelly?
I've seen all the wrestling.
You have seen all the wrestling.
Kelly's even seen the backstage footage from All In. He's watched so much wrestling.
It
It
was
was the cosmos.
it's that time of year, so I'm getting all the shows are happening, but I'm also getting random fucking memory things in my Google Photos and shit like that. And boys, I think we got to do it again next year.
Yeah,
I think
we
it's
gotta do
time.
it again.
Because I think we got to do it again because it's been a while, and also because I feel like the indies have had a chance to build back up after AEW came and scooped up a bunch of the talent.
Mhm.
Not that they're not doing shows, but they're not doing as many as they were back then.
Right.
WWE and AEW scooped up a lot of indie talent a few years back, so
Yeah.
I think they've built back a little bit. So it's time to see the new crop, I believe.
Well, and they still do Super Card of Honor Mania weekend, so that's essentially an AEW event.
Yeah. Man, I am just about through watching the Super Card of Honor, and it was a pretty stacked show.
Yeah, me and Mary finished it tonight.
Yeah. That fucking Athena and Cheetah, man, that was a hell of a match. They went for what felt like a long, long time. They were kicking
It's a
ass.
shame their TV show no one gives a single shit about.
It is. It really is.
They don't really seem to put any sort of effort into it.
At least they tape it with Collision now, so it's not in a warehouse at Universal Studios.
Yeah.
But it's just the barrier for entry. $10 a month for one wrestling show every week. I mean, you get all the past catalog and everything, but...
Yeah, that's why you get it, is for the old stuff.
And not to mention, the fucking... Besides Athena, the champions haven't been on Ring of Honor television.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is weird. Doesn't really make sense to have those toys if you're not going to play with them properly. But yeah, I think we got to go back next year. Goat and I were just talking about it the other day. It's like, yeah, it's because I didn't realize that he did not go with us the Orlando year. He just went to New Orleans. So we've only done it
Right.
once.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, you got to get back in there.
Yeah, I would want to do Spring Break again. Spring Break kind of started it all.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I always go, I'm like, we were there. We went to the first one.
This
Yeah.
year was
there.
8. Like,
Yeah.
how?
That's nuts.
Because they must have
That is
done
crazy.
Well, are they counting when they do 2 shows a year? Like,
I think some of them, yes.
okay, well, because this year it wasn't Joey Janela's Spring Break clusterfuck. It was just clusterfuck.
Yeah.
But then previous years they have done Spring Break and Spring Break clusterfuck. I don't know, man. What is time?
Yeah, Jax was saying something the other day, and like, granted, he's also a little kid, but when he's like, "Oh yeah, that just happened," whatever, and I'm like, "You're out of your fucking mind." And then I realized it was, a year ago. The thing he was talking about was a calendar year ago. It's like, yeah, no, it all bleeds together. Like, no wonder no one can remember when it's fucking Tuesday.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. Fucking nonsense. So I was going over, I was sitting downstairs a minute ago, trying to kind of, put my thoughts together. Like, oh, we're going to talk about this and that. And I don't have much to talk about. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Then I realized, oh, yeah, I'm 74 hours into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's why. That's all I've been fucking doing is playing Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 74 hours.
Yeah, it's real fucking good, you guys. It's real good. I've been tinkering around with some of the materia system is back. It's kind of always been the backbone of Final Fantasy. That's where you assign your spells and shit like that. But they've gotten a lot more creative with the different kinds of materials you can use. So, like, I found one that you can basically attach it to. Oh, yeah, exactly. He knows what I'm talking about. So you can attach any spell to it, and so you can make it so that whenever the person you're controlling, because there's two AI partners at the same time as well, so whenever someone you're controlling does an action, which it's an ability, so it takes no MP to use, the person that you've hooked up what they call the synergy materia to, that spell will cast automatically and also cost no MP. So I've got it rigged up now to where I've got all these like stat boosts so that Cloud can cast abilities quicker than normal and shit like that. And every time he does, Aerith casts Comet, which normally costs like 30 fucking MP. It's this massive spell. So there's just particle effects going everywhere. Every time I have like the smallest fight, I'm launching rock meteors and shit. Like it's nuts. Like I'm gonna break the game and I can't wait. I don't want it to crash out on me.
I can hear Nicole drying up.
Yeah.
Nicole's making phone calls looking for a sexy burger.
Hey,
huge
hey,
balls.
Melanie, I lied. Melanie is here. Look at that.
I made it. I'm alive. Jose locked me in a closet.
Oh, that's my favorite R. Kelly song.
You put him in some lobster claws and threw him in a closet.
It's one of my favorite R. Kelly allegations.
Yeah. Oh.
There's too many to choose from, really.
But aside from playing a shitload of Final Fantasy, I did go see Monkey Man, and it's fucking cool, you guys. it's so good.
It looks great.
Tell us about your Monkey Man, Lee.
Well, that's the thing. It does look great. Like, it looks really, really good. Very cool shots. Excellent use of color. It's a beautiful fucking movie. It is very much a love letter to Kill Bill by way of John Wick. Very much inspired by both of them in the best possible way, while being very much its own thing as well.
And it's Dev Patel, Slumdog Millionaire.
Dev Patel, exactly,
is the star, and he directed it.
And he came up with the story, so like it's his fucking baby. Like,
and then Jordan Peele picked it up because Netflix was just gonna dump it, right?
Yeah, and it would have been a goddamn shame because it's so good. It'll end up on Netflix eventually. You should watch it. You should go fucking see it. It's worth checking out in the theater. It's tremendous. The action is so good. Does some shit you've never seen before. Like, I'm not saying something in an action flick, but just the combat's really hard, and you don't normally see somebody wearing leg kicks in a action sequence because it doesn't look cool, but it works.
It's an effective
maneuver.
It
look cool.
Yeah,
and make it look cool. Like, fucking Dev Patel swinging leg kicks for days, and he's so goddamn jacked. Like, he's yoked for this thing, and like he's normally so skinny, so slight, this man. But the cast is killer. It's got a really good soundtrack and a good score. Like the way that the places they decide to have music or no music, or where they want to put needle drops, and even like when they do needle drops, a lot of the time they're like crazy remixes you've never heard before. And it all kind of really feeds the tone of the scene that it's in. Like, it's a perfect movie. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a perfect flick. It's just tremendous. But it is also one of those movies where you look at and you're like, oh yeah, that that looks like they're in another planet, but it's just, over there. Like it looks so alien that everything about that life is like, oh, that's people doing that right now. Millions of them, in fact. Billions. Living like that right now. That's crazy. Interesting.
Nice has been there.
Yeah. It's the world's a
Lots
big
of
fucking
times.
place, y'all.
They've erected
wild.
statues to me. The Great White.
They put
Great White.
He's on the
love
100
it.
rupee bill.
Next to WWE logo
Holy
next to my
shit.
face.
Like, can you imagine you go back to India in like 5 years and you're on a bill? Like, what the fuck happened? But no, it's really, really great. Cannot recommend it highly.
I
enough.
can just imagine some boomer shuffling into a multiplex, sitting down for Monkey Man, and 45 minutes into it being like, where the hell's Godzilla?
I did go see Monkey Man on my new Regal Unlimited account that I turned on because it's like $19 a month, and there's a bunch of cool shit coming out in the next couple of months. So I'll definitely get my money
meaning
worth out of
they
it.
let you do butt stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Unlimited, anywhere you want.
Love it. Love it.
But it's a stupid, nitpicky bullshit thing. But I told you guys about it in our message thread. But like, I bought the ticket, and it's like, yeah, it's an unlimited ticket. It's free, but we're gonna charge you 55 cents for a convenience fee. And I'm just like, come on, that's
Like,
fucking
who's
lame.
convenient? It's their convenience.
Yeah, the convenience was the $18.99. Like,
Right.
what the fuck are you
Yeah,
talking
like-
about? And it's 55 cents. But if you're a psycho and you go see 20 movies, suddenly you've added on 50% to the cost of your fucking thing, and that's lame as shit. So I'm gonna see if I
Agreed.
can activate that shit at the box office. Be like, unlimited ticket, no dollars.
I think that is probably the way around it because
That's almost gotta be.
yeah, it's kind of like because Fandango has that shit built in, the convenience fee for buying your shit online.
Yeah. That's my
this is-
local chain. They do it where if you sign up through their rewards program through Fandango, you get all the convenience fees waived.
Right. Yes.
Right? Yeah. The AMC does that too. Regal probably does as well. But
Yeah.
it's just-
Convenience fees for using online. Like, okay, so I owe you 55 cents so that you have to put an employee in the theater? Like, if everyone bought it
it's insane.
online, you would have to fire the teenager who sits at the ticket desk. Like, why do we owe you a nickel? Like, no,
Yeah,
you owe us
it's real
55
weird.
cents. So stupid.
They're just trying to get every fucking last little penny out of us.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got my back on that, Mahoney, because I felt petty for being like 55 cents, but then I started
No,
doing the
it's
math. Like,
dumb.
It's the principle.
And
Yeah.
like, so you're just getting charged 55 cents.
Every time I use the app to get a free ticket.
They're charging your credit card 55 cents.
Yes.
That seems, I don't know. I feel like that seems a little like almost like a phishing scam.
Kind of, yeah.
It would look like it would
That's when I
certainly look
used to
like it
shop
on
at
the
Sears.
right. Yeah, it was fucking bizarre. But I'm gonna see that Abigail this weekend. It's gonna be, or maybe it's next week.
Abigail's the one with the doll.
No, that's Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Abigail is about this band of bad guys, whatever, that are hired to kidnap this girl and take her to this mansion and wait it out to the next morning. But then the mansion fucking locks down, and turns out the little girl they kidnapped is actually a vampire, and she hired them so that she could eat them. And it
That's cool.
looked fucking awesome.
That's great.
All right.
Yeah. And she's like an apex, ultra level ballerina. So it's about a ballerina vampire little girl killing a bunch of mercenaries. It looks so fucking
I
cool.
feel like they just do a terrible job marketing these. Because when you were like, "Yeah, I'm going to see this movie called Annabelle," I was like, "Okay," or whichever. I was like,
Yeah.
"Have fun."
Well,
And then
Lee's
you
also a
described
certain
it,
kind
I'm
of
like, That sounds
sicko.
fucking great. Like, they
See,
should call the
Mahoney?
movie Vampire Ballerina.
This is the kind of shit that my internet shows me. That's the thing. Like my internet
That's
shows me
weird.
all this cool shit. And
That's
you,
weird.
You and me, very different internets. That's what it is.
Very odd. Very odd.
Think of every time that you saw the princess, you could have seen Annabelle or Abigail.
Or
or fucking,
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Or Boy
Could have been.
Kills World, that's coming out soon. That one looks incredible.
Could have been.
Uh,
That looks good.
But Lee, have you heard the variety of different music styles that Dreams by Fleetwood Mac could have been recorded in?
I would actually like that. Send that to me.
I was like, sign me up for that though,
Yeah,
please. Yes,
yeah.
thank you. Put me on that
Get
mailing
me
list,
on
it says.
Fleetwood Mac Talk.
All right, you got it.
That guy did the Ocean Spray commercial, and then like that's where they peaked.
He's actually in a lot of the videos. It's just got different Dreams music. Like it's like this is the emo version. This is the '70s version. Which I'm like, didn't it come out in the '70s?
Yeah, right.
Damn right,
Like,
it's the
I'm
'70s
no
version.
expert, but I feel like that was a '70s song. Maybe later, I don't know, but
They're like, no, but this one's like, I mean, it's like really 70s. We really dialed up
Like,
the 70s.
I don't know if you know what '70s means because Very
Speaking
strange.
of our different internets, and speaking of like horror movies featuring small ladies, I don't know if we talked about this in our Toy Fair message, but this 1-to-1 scale replica of Megan that NECA
How
is
about
putting
that
out.
thing, huh?
Oh,
How
no,
about
thank
that?
you.
Yeah.
So
how about that?
NECA just they must have did like a MailChimp survey with their customers, and the top question was, are you a pedophile and would you pay $500 to fuck a doll? And I think that's what this is.
It came out, they put the pre-orders up on the 1st. So after getting bamboozled by
Right.
some bullshit, I honest to God thought it was an April Fool's thing, but it is not.
I would say it's not 100% chance that every person that buys this is a pedophile, because there's going to be some like horror chicks that have a YouTube channel and want to put it in the background. But
if you go over to a guy's house on a Tinder date and he's got one, you should probably leave.
you should probably reschedule your dick sucking appointment.
Yeah. Just saying.
And you know what? The same could be said for NECA's life-sized Harley Quinn replica as well, because that is also the calling card of a sex criminal.
Yeah, I mean that might as well just come with a hole.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look at this.
Oh.
No.
Nothing. I mean, yeah.
This is what you would look like in
very
your
rare
prom
good
photos
things
with
are gonna
Megan.
Come from this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. We all wish that we could have a life-size doll of Megan from the movie, but we can't because
can't.
of society.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
can't do this.
Do
But then
we?
again, there is that school of thought.
Okay. What school is that, Nice?
We all know where I'm going. If they're fucking the NECA Megan doll, then they're not out there destroying someone's childhood, right?
Yeah, they're not actually
Fair,
touching a real
yeah,
Megan if they have the
yeah.
doll. Fair enough, yes.
I guess.
If they got the Megan doll at home, they don't need to apply for a job at Nickelodeon.
Here. I'm just saying that they should run it like the scheme where they give away a boat, and then you walk into the warehouse to get your boat, and then you're in jail.
Yes. Yeah.
You're like, what happened?
Yes, agreed. I think we can all agree as a society that is what we should do. The motion
Yeah.
passes.
And then in the trial, they can be like, oh shit, this is just some 27-year-old lady who fucking loves horror films. All right, you're free to go, man.
Yeah, there you
See
go.
you later.
I have a
Yeah,
Miss Shotzi Blackheart here on the docket.
Oh.
That joke works just because of the name. Mahoney
Yeah.
laughed and he doesn't get it fully.
No, I don't know who Shotzi Blackheart is, but she sounds like somebody who'd want a Megan doll.
Okay. Mahoney. Shotzi Blackheart.
Yeah.
Wrestler or porn star?
It's gotta be a wrestler.
Yes, it's a wrestler.
Nobody's typing Shotzi Blackheart into a search engine, that's for sure.
Oh, they still are.
That one porn star a couple weeks ago turned herself into a Shotzi Blackheart, though.
Okay,
No,
you're gonna have to.
nobody's on the internet with the one who went down on the shotgun. No, okay, that's fine.
Oh,
Yeah, but that was a tragedy, Mahoney.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's why we're joking about it, Lee, to lighten the mood.
Right. Yeah, okay, sure, yeah.
Who
Tragedy
died?
plus time equals comedy.
I don't know who died.
Cagney Lynn Carter.
That's
She
right.
died?
Yeah.
That's
Blew her
fucked
head
up.
off, apparently.
Hey, that's usually what happens when you do that, Kelly. You don't
Yeah,
usually
damn.
pull through.
No, I hadn't even heard about this. That's
Yeah.
wild.
Man, I will never forget discovering August Ames like 2 days after she killed herself
Oh,
and not
that's-
realizing it.
Well, I mean, this I think is what people are talking about when they talk about legacy.
Right,
You know,
right.
Yeah,
You know,
She will
we were
live
just
forever.
honoring the memory.
yeah. It's okay. All right. So what else you got going on, Knives, besides, fapping to the dead?
No, that was years ago. Don't you try and start rumors that I'm addicted to masturbating like fucking Mahoney did.
That was an all-time great moment.
Not much going on with me. Although Jose and I did have another band shooting gig this past weekend. It was actually at one of the old venues that we used to shoot the old band in, that the drummer was in. So that was cool, going back to the old stomping grounds some 15 years later. And it was the lineup, it was all tribute bands again. It was a Jane's Addiction cover band, an Alice in Chains cover band, and then headlined by the Pearl Jam cover band. And
Pearl Jam Jam Band?
it was cool because one of the dudes that used to work with Jose and the drummer at Mville that was big in the family with the band during that time. He was there, so we got to hang out with him for a little bit and catch up. And it was nice to see him. The Alice in Chains band wanted us to shoot their performance as well because we were just there to shoot Pearl Jam. So we talked some business with them. We were like, fuck yeah. I mean, we're already here. Why not?
Yeah, give me $1. Let's go. Let's do it.
Not thinking that, I had prepared myself mentally to shoot one band, not two. And I don't think I ate enough before the show. Yeah. When we're about to go do a shoot, I don't want to get too full because then you're either farting as you're trying to shoot video or you got bubble guts or whatever. But I think I was just a little low on calories. Made it through Alice in Chains, drank a Coke, and then like 3 songs into Pearl Jam, I started to fucking get dizzy.
Ooh.
I was
Heave and flow.
I had my vest on with a bunch of shit in my pockets. I had a long sleeve shirt on, and there was a decent crowd there, and it was getting a little warm. And I almost fucking passed out. I said, "There's 3 times in my life I've had that feeling." The first time I remember, it was at a birthday party over the summer at Mystery Funhouse when I was a kid, middle school probably. And they had one of those Old West photo things where you can put on the jackets and the hats and the guns and shit. And they take a sepia tinted photo of you. And I think it was just one too many fucking layers for this thick boy in July in Florida. And I started to fucking get woozy. And then the other time was Summer Sanitarium at the Citrus Bowl, fucking July in Orlando, probably 120 fucking degrees out, just shoulder to shoulder. At one point, I went to the back of the field to get drinks, And because they didn't want you throwing shit on the stage, they were just giving you open cups of water. They wouldn't give you a bottle.
Right.
So I'm carrying 4 gigantic cups of water from the back of the field to the front of the stage.
Oh,
And
God.
by the time I get up there, they're all like a quarter full.
Right.
Oh.
But yeah. But I was able to fucking take my vest off, sit down for a second. I missed a couple songs, but I got back on my feet and finished the job. And Jose and I had planned before, you know, the doors opened at 7, first band is at 8, second band's at 9, so we figured third band's at 10, probably out of there by 11:30. I joked to Mary, I'll be back in time for Collision, which started at 11:30 Saturday night. The Pearl Jam band is finishing up their set, and the lead singer says, I know it's 12:30, but we got one more song for you. And I said to myself, 12:30? What the fuck? 12:30? And I ended up not getting home until 2 in the morning.
Ooh.
I have not seen 2 in the morning in a while, boys. Especially not like out until 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
But that was
It's
my
late
exciting
for us old
weekend.
people.
Yeah. I was still up by 7:30 the next morning because the dog had to go pee.
Of course.
But it was a good time. And
Fucking head, man.
fucking like it doesn't happen often, but fucking got paid for shooting Alice in Chains. Wild shit. Just
That is pretty wild.
unprecedented. So maybe we should have just shot Alice in Chains and then fucking left. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Okay. One other thing. I had this idea a few weeks ago, but we've been waiting for everybody to be back. And I don't know when that's going to happen. So, I've got this little kind of mini pop topic that I had kicked around a while back. So, my question is, if you're only allowed for the rest of your life to watch the projects of one actor, who would that actor be? So you have to consider anything that they've been in, from TV, movies, YouTube videos, whatever. But they that particular actor or actress has to be in it.
Okay.
I have mine if you guys would like me to start. But then
go ahead.
Who's that weirdo who played Dum Dum Duggan in Captain America, who won't ever play a good guy because he doesn't want to kiss anybody but his wife?
Right. The dude with the creepy blue eyes that was M. Bison.
Crazy Blue Eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in.
He's in everything.
like-
He's in
yeah,
literally everything.
Right.
Yeah. So him. I pick him.
Neil McDonough. Okay.
That's it.
Yes.
All right. Let's go through Neil McDonough's IMDb. Let me.
We're gonna be here until 2.
He was in the Flash TV series. I'm just gonna pick
He's
up
in a bunch
things
of
that
those
I
Arrowverse
noticed.
shows. Yeah.
He was in a Resident Evil movie, maybe.
Yes. And you know what? That movie rocks. That's the one nobody heard about, so nobody
Is
went
that
to
the
go
most
see.
more recent one?
Yeah, 2021.
Raccoon
That one's
City,
good.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
on.
It's really good, but no one knew it was happening, so no one went to see it.
He was on 4 episodes of American Horror Story as Dwight Eisenhower.
Okay.
He was on 1 episode of What If as Dum Dum Dugan. Fucking a Van Helsing TV series, 9 episodes. Legends of Tomorrow. Sonic the Hedgehog.
100.
Suits! He was in Suits!
You know it.
So, but you would only be able to watch his 17 episodes of Suits.
Well, wait. I thought I could watch
That
it if
was
he
not
was
the
in it.
deal. That was not the deal.
Yeah.
If he's in the
I could
show,
watch his stuff.
yeah.
I don't know.
That's how it was
Because,
described to me.
okay, so let me ask you this then. If I picked Mark Hamill, does that mean I get to watch anything that's Star Wars?
Well, I would say anything that's Star Wars in the way of, like, it's Star Wars and it featured Mark Hamill, meaning like Rogue Squadron Or no, not what's the one you hate?
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Rogue One. Rogue One, like, I would say no. That's not part of it. But which one is he not in? He's not in episode 7, right? Or I guess he's in it at the very end.
He's in.
He's not in episode 9.
No, he's in all three of the sequels. He's not in any of the prequels.
Look at he dies in 8. Oh, but he comes back as a ghost.
Yeah, he's a Force ghost.
You can watch the prequels because that's what I would consider part of Star Wars.
He's in the
But
ball.
Rogue One, no. And like the Solo, like no.
I don't know. I think that's a little loose with the rules, but we can.
Yeah.
all, we can all-
Yeah.
I say they have to appear in it between opening credits and end credits.
Well, all right. Let's see who you all pick, because I picked the greatest
Shield agent.
Look at
Oh,
this.
Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
Yep.
Agent Carter, Agents of Shield,
Agent Carter.
Batman Assault on Arkham, animated thing, Mob City. So, okay, Captain America: The First Avenger.
Justified is great.
Justified. He's in Walking Tall with The Rock.
Yeah.
Green
I don't
Arrow.
remember what Terriers was, but I remember that was good.
Oh yeah, that's
I
so
remember
rock.
Terriers. Not a bad pick. Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
Oh, it's in that I Know Who Killed Me movie with Lindsay Lohan. I could watch that pile of garbage if I wanted to.
Flags of Our Fathers. Minority Report. Oh, I fucking love that movie so
Band
much.
of Brothers.
Band of Brothers. Nice.
All right,
Incredible
I'm gonna go-
cartoon. Lee, yes.
He was
Look at that
Bruce
shit.
Banner in the Incredible
Look at
Hulk
this shit.
cartoon. That's wild.
So going on that
Murphy
same.
Brown. I could watch Murphy Brown.
One
So
episode.
I guess on that same note, I'm gonna go with fucking Chris Sabat, a truly prolific voice actor.
Sounds like
Who?
Holy shit, we met
a
this
Street Fighter
guy.
villain.
Yeah, homeboy. Cause he's in fucking everything. So I think that's look at that. 488 acting credits.
Is it
That's
mostly
wild. That's a good
anime?
choice.
Is it mostly voice
It's
acting?
mostly voice stuff. Yeah, not exclusively, but it's mostly voice stuff. But it's a lot of voice stuff.
Lee is never gonna see a human person again in his life.
Good.
Oh,
Isn't that the
Ultimate.
dream?
It kind of is. And I can also play a bunch of video games and shit too, because he's also in video games.
Nice. I'm not gonna read off all this shit.
There's a shitload. That's the thing. He's got a shitload of credits. And like I said, and you get to do video games as well.
2
So,
episodes of the Cyanide and Happiness show.
Also in Zombieland Saga.
And he's Vegeta?
He's Vegeta, Piccolo,
Okay.
and Yamcha.
Okay. Kelly,
Yeah,
you
it's-
got one?
I'm at a loss.
Kelly
Like,
texted me. He picked Steve Gutenberg.
I mean, let's take a look. Steve Gutenberg would probably. I mean, you get all the Police Academy movies.
yeah.
You get at least one Cocoon movie, if not both.
For
Veronica
whatever
Mars
reason,
season 2.
the first name that came to mind for whatever reason was Tim Roth.
Okay.
Oh,
He's-
okay.
He's in a lot of stuff, but like it's a lot of movies. So I wouldn't get much in terms of TV.
Tim Roth is pretty
He
fit.
did.
He had that
what's
show for
that
a
Serial
while.
killer show.
Yeah, he had
He did
Lie
that
to
serial
Me.
killer show.
Ha! He
Oh,
was
he was
on
on She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lie to Me is
Shang-Chi.
really good too.
Hateful Eight. You know, all the Tarantino shit.
Yeah.
I like that they give him a listing for Shang-Chi when it was a CGI version of his character that I don't think ever spoke. Like, sure. Sure, you were in that, yeah.
Robot Chicken. Oh, he was in Morbius.
Oh, it's Morbin time.
Oh no, that's a different No, that's
It's
Mobius.
Mobius.
No, that's definitely Morbius. That's just the Dutch way to spell
It's
it. That's all.
Mobin time.
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk, obviously.
it's a moving team. Bork.
Oh shit, he was awesome in the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, he is. That movie's not great, but he's fucking awesome.
He's great.
in it.
He is the only good thing about it.
Yeah,
Pulp
no, he's tremendous in
Fiction,
that.
Reservoir
I think that's
Dogs,
Rob Roy.
Tales from the Crypt. All right, well, I'm going to go along the same line
This
there.
is a powerful choice,
Oh,
Nice.
I feel
Great
like
choice.
Powerful choice.
I feel like this is the best choice
powerful choice
because
Samuel L.
It's
Jackson
definitely
made-
top 4.
you get
Oh, yeah.
so much MCU. You get a good little chunk of Star Wars. You get all the Tarantino stuff. And
also he's in 7,000 movies.
yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
You get snakes on a plane.
I don't know if we've ever talked about this on the show, but when we were in high school, Jose and I changed the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon to 6 degrees of Samuel L. Jackson. We called it the Sam Jam. And it was, same concept. He's just been in so much shit that it's easy to connect him, especially with the MCU. Incredibles. Both Incredibles movies.
Yep.
Kong Skull Island is
choice.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I could play Disney Infinity. Kingsman. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., no thank you. So yeah, my fun little game that I invented, I decided I win. I'm
Pretty
kidding.
good.
You did it.
I'm kidding.
I respect that.
Well, thank you for patronizing me on that one, guys.
No, it was good. It's a
No,
good
that
game.
was fun.
We'll have to ask Jose what his fucking answer is next time we talk
Yeah.
to him.
Lucy Lou.
I mean,
That's not really that's a pretty good choice. Lucy Lou's
she's-
done a lot.
yeah, she's in that that Sherlock show, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Yeah.
get a lot out of that.
Kill Bill.
Yep. Not bad.
Elementary. That's the Sherlock Holmes show.
That
Yes.
was the one. Yes, I can remember what
Michael
it was called,
Jackson's
yeah.
Halloween. Oh, she is in all the Kung Fu Panda movies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. My kids never got into those, and I don't know why. It's like precisely right in their lane, and they were like, boring. Okay, you like animals and ninja shit. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, those movies rule.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, neither one of my kids is really big into it either. But it's wildly successful. There's how many different fucking
Yeah.
streaming shows and movies and all this stuff. Yeah,
Right.
it's
Like, it's animals, ninja shit, and fart jokes. What do you not like about it?
they engineered it in a lab for our kids, and they're like, nah.
Like,
So since I know what Kelly's been up to, that might take a minute. What have you been doing, Mahoney? You got anything going on we're talking about?
what have I been doing? I've been struggling because I have run out of content. I started the Alfred show, and you know what? It was not doing it for me. I only made it like 4 episodes into that. I had to turn that off. And that's what's been going on is I keep starting these shows that I've had queued up for years across my various streaming services, and then I'm like, no, this is awful.
Yeah.
You got it.
Um,
You got to watch One Piece, Mahoney. That's what's gonna be.
I
that's what's gonna do it.
legitimately
I
think One
actually,
Piece
at
is
one
your
point
best
the other
option.
day was like, what channel would One Piece be on? And then I was
It's
like,
on
I'm not gonna
Netflix.
find One Piece.
It's on
I don't
Netflix.
have Netflix. I
You don't have
Netflix. I don't have Netflix.
Yeah, we
'cause
don't currently have
Netflix
Netflix
through
either.
Lisa's brother, and when the whole thing with the sharing went down, I just never pursued it. I was like, someday I'll need Netflix again. I'll go get it. But it's currently the only one I don't have.
Today's the day.
Yeah, you need it for
Maybe.
One Piece.
Maybe. We'll see.
Because
We'll see.
I think you would enjoy it, and you'd get
I'm sure that I would.
millions of hours.
You know what is even better than One Piece? That
It's
has
Tooth.
millions of hours of content over
Oh, I know it.
I don't like where you're going with
over
this.
decades. Some would say 40 years, even past that.
General Hospital?
Do you know
Please
how
tell me
much?
you're gonna say General Hospital?
Do you know how much wrestling there is that you could watch on Peacock from so many
I'm
different
not gonna
companies?
watch wrestling.
I thought you were
No,
going to tell him to
thank
watch
you.
Grey's Anatomy.
What if Mahoney started wrestling from season 1, episode 1?
Imagine. I have seen a lot of wrestling on TikTok over the last 2 days.
Yeah, because
maybe.
the kids love wrestling now.
Yeah, but they all want John Cena to shave his head or just embrace that he's bald.
Well, the problem with John Cena is, like me, he wears a hat a lot of the time. But then when you get in the ring, you can't wrestle with a hat on, and it's just embarrassing. Yeah, he needs
And he
to let it
plays
go.
characters that have hair.
Yeah, he needs to let it go.
And it's all these clips of him like doing basically taking a step and then like fixing his hair and then like doing something and then fixing his hair. And they were like, bro, either go to Turkey and get it fixed or shave it off. Like, do something about it.
Yeah, in movies and TV, you can shoot around the bald spot, but you can't really do that with live sports.
Right.
We're all
So,
just
children do
fucking
love wrestling these days, but boy, they are sick of him and his bald spot.
We are all crumbling, and John Cena's bald spot is just the sign of our mortality staring us in our face.
Yeah.
The real bald spot was the friends we made along the way.
You know, if you don't want to get into wrestling, Mahoney, I think General Hospital is a good option.
So we have not. Well, I guess the end of next week. So we go on the cruise soon, and so the other problem I'm having is like
You're going
I
on a
have The
cruise? I
Wire.
thought you fucking hated cruises.
I do fucking hate cruises, but I also have a wife, so I don't get to make decisions.
I understand.
I don't get to make decisions. But anyways, I have The Wire queued up on HBO Max to watch, but I'm like, I don't want to start The Wire now. I'm not going to download a bunch of episodes of The Wire to bring on the cruise. That's not going to work for me. So
That's some
I'm
real
gonna start that when I'm back.
Lee with his big thick ass berserker book on the cruise energy.
That's very true.
You know, so like I'm preparing to listen to a bunch of audiobooks on the cruise, no doubt. That'll be hopefully better than the last time I was there when I was just alone on a floating vessel with nothing to do and no one to talk to. So hopefully that will be better. But
you should just go
I don't want to
like below deck
like,
and
launch into a long show.
go
right
below
now.
deck and befriend the like the hands.
Oh,
Learn how to sail.
Isn't there a show called Below Deck?
There is.
I think there is, yeah.
Isn't it like? Isn't it about boats? Like rich fuckers
It's
with
about-
yachts?
Cruises,
Yeah.
like yachts.
Yeah, it's like the crews that crew private yachts.
Yeah, become a yachtsman.
Maybe I will.
Yeah, just
We'll see.
fuck the boats, become friends with everyone there. Be like, yo, show me how to do this.
Fucking love a cruise, you guys. So fun. So
Could not
So
pay
so
me.
chill.
I do not. We'll see how it goes this time. The last time I did it, I was basically in charge of. I mean, how old was Will at that time? I don't even think he could speak, and it was just me and him. And when it wasn't me and him, it was like he was asleep, and I was like waiting for our niece to get out of the teen club. And I
Yeah, no,
was
that
just
all
like,
sounds
this
terrible
is-
because kids are the worst.
this is
Like that's
miserable. Like-
no, kids are terrible. That's the problem. Like
Yeah.
that's your problem right there, bud.
Like
You-
we
you
went
don't
on
wanna-
a cruise. I don't think I talked to Lisa for like 5 days. You know?
Yeah,
I was like,
no.
and I had no internet, no phone. I was like, this is the most isolating experience I think I've ever gone through. Like this is horrendous.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
no,
Like being locked
yeah,
in a
it's not good.
Daredevil tank.
Yeah, no, I can see where that would not have been awesome.
Yeah, and I was like, I hate this. I hope we never do this again. At least it was like, sure thing. We're going back as soon as we were supposed to go back. I think like 2 years later during COVID, and it just got delayed until now. So
I mean,
I at least got a stay of execution on it.
now is the perfect time to take up a hobby like gambling or drinking.
There you go.
Two things that are great to do on a cruise. Wait, do they
There
even
you
have
go.
gambling on the Disney cruise?
No,
Not
I
on a
doubt
Disney
it.
cruise, no.
No,
doubt
that makes sense.
Buy a bunch of fucking Gundam model kits and build them.
Or Kelly can send you a bunch of his unbuilt Gundam model kits, and then you can
Yeah.
send
Ooh,
them back.
I'll just send them right back. I'll build them. I'll send them back to you.
Like
Okay.
Santa's workshop.
Yeah,
Each one of them will have a dick glued on them.
fantastic. As they
Not
should
because
be.
I wanted to do it, but because it was in the instructions from Kelly.
Oh, remember
Yeah, I want
when
you to glue dicks on them and then take them to the closest costume Disney character and show them.
Remember when we found out that Band-Aids cause
What do you think of
cancer?
this? Yeah, Kelly, what have you done about that? Have you stopped eating Band-Aids since we learned they cause cancer?
Yes, I have not eaten a Band-Aid since we found out they caused
Excellent.
cancer.
That's very
He's
good.
lost 9
What
pounds.
about a Lunchable? Now that we know that Lunchables are full of lead, have you been down in any Lunchables?
Nah, I don't. I'm not a Lunchable guy.
Man,
I've never been a Lunchable guy.
I was a Lunchable guy when I was like 7.
I fucking
See,
love.
even when I was a kid, I mean, Lunchables didn't come out until probably like middle school for us. But when they came out, I was like, so you want me to just eat fucking cold spaghetti sauce on a little tiny cracker with a pepperoni on it? No, I'm good.
I love
Yeah.
the Lunchables pizza.
Now, luckily, we were too poor for Lunchables at the time, so I said kick-ass bologna sandwiches.
Lee got
There you
his
go.
lead poison in the old-fashioned way from paint chips.
Yeah,
That's right.
licking the walls and sucking on toys.
I said
Those were the days.
privately, they just got to stop telling us that this shit causes cancer. Like, stop it.
Okay,
We're,
look, no one is chowing down on a Lunchable thinking this is the best. This is good for me. I'm definitely not. Okay. I defy you to find someone who's eaten a Lunchable and thought I'm definitely not going to get cancer.
but you should at least know that if you're eating a Lunchable, that it's not filled with lead.
Yeah, I did find, I mean, in that one TikTok that I sent you all, where the guy was like, it's got 73% of the daily allowable value of lead, and it's like, there's a daily allowable value of lead, and then it was like, oh, just in California, there's no federal limit, and it's like, there's no federal limit on how much lead can be in our food? Like, why? Why is there not?
Why is there lead in our food to begin with? Is lead
Right.
like a cheap filler? I wouldn't think it would be.
I think so. Did you get to the end of that thing where he was like, this is just like the cinnamon applesauce packets because they were using lead in them because it was cheaper than cinnamon? It's like, what
the
the
fuck?
fuck was that about?
Oh my god.
This is why we need regulations.
No
Like,
wonder we're all
I'd
mentally ill.
I'd love to not need regulations, but when companies are like, so wait a minute, cinnamon is a penny and lead is basically free, fill it with fucking lead. I don't care.
And lead apparently tastes just like cinnamon.
What?
Yeah, you know, like,
I kind of feel like that's when I want to fact check, because that seems ridiculous.
do it. I bet you it's true. It's the type of shit that you're like, that can't be true, and then you'll fact check it and it'll bum you out.
It definitely does have that kind of vibe. So I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's improbable, but not impossible, right?
Yeah.
I want to know who
You're gonna
discovered.
fact check that, and it's gonna ruin your day.
Like, who's going around eating paint chips and like fucking tastes just like cinnamon?
No, see, what I bet is that, like, let's say that in order to, like,
No,
I
what
don't
happened is some lead got into a fucking vat of applesauce, and they're like, "Oh fuck!" But then nobody said anything, and they're like, "Wait, we can just keep putting lead in it, and no one's gonna say shit. No one complained one time.
Yeah,
about how it
maybe-
doesn't taste like cinnamon."
Maybe we don't
See,
know
'cause
what
there's-
things actually taste like. We just know
Well-
what lead tastes like.
That
that's
could be it.
exactly where I was going with this. Nice. There's two different things, Kelly. There's I am looking at the applesauce and there are speckles in it. And so it's cinnamon. Oh, delicious. It's cinnamon. And then there's this applesauce tastes like cinnamon. That applesauce probably tastes like cinnamon for a completely different reason unrelated to those speckles. Right? Like that probably would taste like cinnamon if it was a gray paste that you just rubbed on your finger and put it on your gums. Like they can make anything taste like anything. So it was probably like, oh, you want speckles? Well, to make the speckles out of real cinnamon is going to cost us this much. To make those speckles out of all this discarded lead, real cheap.
That did bum me out, Mahoney, because that makes a lot of sense.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to imagine going to a fertility doctor and jerking off into a cup and getting it tested, and then the doctor saying, "Well,"
And the doctor
son.
walks in, and goes,
he
His
says,
big old
7.
milk mustache.
I got some bad news. Maybe you shouldn't have ate all them Lunchables as an adult."
Imagine.
Were you a
Imagine
big
like,
fan of
you're
the,
sterile from Lunchables and applesauce packets, and you're like, what the fuck?
Did you drink all of the RC Colas and the Lunchables?
Capri Sun.
You never
Now,
had cola?
Capri Sun, I believe there's lead in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a real lead vibe.
Tastes pretty leady. It's like sucking on a pencil.
We all know that taste.
A Pacific Punch flavored pencil.
Mm-hmm.
Christ almighty.
One time I got summoned to the neighbor's house because their kid was having a bloody nose. And I don't know why they were like,
Oh,
we
they
need
must
Dan.
have heard your story about you saving Jose.
Right. No,
I told
Mahoney
that story
abandoned Jose.
1,000 times. Yeah, I left Jose to die. I was like, live or die, that's up to you. Jose didn't get the bloody nose until I had already left.
Right.
He called the ambulance on his own accord.
Yeah,
The
if,
door
Like, oh,
closing.
neighbor's house.
if Mahoney was
goddamn
still there,
man.
he would have been the voice of reason.
Yeah, I would have been like, you're fine. You're absolutely fine.
Yeah, because
Stop freaking out.
you're
You're
from
fine."
that region. You could have been like, oh,
Yeah.
it's just your sinuses are a little dry from the dry air. You're fine. You're not spitting your brain out through your nose.
Exactly, because he started clotting, and that's what freaked him out. Is he got it to stop. He blew his nose, and the giant fucking clots came out, and he was like, "My brain,
Yep.
my
Yeah,
brain
I
is
mean-
gone."
To be fair, I first saw that when I was a child, and it fucked me up. If you don't
Yeah,
know
it's
if you
freaky.
don't expect it, it's freaky.
Yeah, I
In
mean,
his defense,
you know, he was like 31, but you know, like,
Yeah, that maths.
yeah. So, but anyways, like, I called to the kid next door, and he's like, you know, this blood is blowing in my mouth. It tastes yucky. I was like, yeah, it kind of tastes like pennies or like metal. And he was like, why do you know what metal tastes like? And I was like when you have like, I don't know, screws or something. You got more than you can carry, so you have them in your mouth. And his
Yeah.
mother's like, you don't keep screws in your mouth. I'm like, yeah. Like, definitely don't carry around screws in your mouth. But, you know, like, if you're trying to screw like 7 screws into something and you only can hold one, like, you're just gonna put the other 6 in your mouth. Like, that's
Yeah,
what you
Luigi
do.
looking ass.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
my
Like,
dad
listen.
got so many cold sores and canker sores from putting fucking screws and nails in his mouth.
You ever fact check that story?
What, the story that I just told you?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
that one.
fucking saw it. I saw it all the time.
Because I put a lot of screws and nails in my mouth, but I never got a cold sore from it.
Well, I mean, maybe you got the cold sores elsewhere, and it was just a story.
Oh yeah, god damn it! Oh, it's these fucking screws again. You know.
He got the cold sores from his 1-to-1 scale Megan doll.
Oh, god damn.
Your mother and I have invited a Megan doll into our marriage.
Put that in the intro.
Remember how mad he got when he got left alone, he almost choked on that sandwich. He would have just been looking at the Megan doll like, do something.
Oh God! Help me, Megan, please.
Megan, it's the big one.
Oh, what an image! Oh my God! So what'd you do with all this week, Kelly?
Wrestling.
No,
A lot of wrestling. A lot of wrestling.
All I did was
You,
wrestling.
No matter
When
what.
Lee was like, Kelly, I know what you've been up to. I was like, I wonder what Kelly's been doing. And then the minute you said, what have you been doing, Kelly? I was like, oh, it's the fucking wrestling.
It's a lot of wrestling. You missed it before you joined. We were talking about how we got to go do the Mania weekend next year, and you're invited, and you got to go. If not, we'll
I'll be
put you
there.
on a
I'm
ship.
bringing a giant cardboard head. I'm bringing so many cardboard heads.
Oh my God.
Goat is
I'm
gonna
bringing a
fight you.
cardboard head of John Cena's bald spot. I also, this is wrestling related. I also saw a TikTok where some kid was chirping at The Rock as he walked out. And then The Rock actually stopped and was like, what the fuck did you just say? And he was like, nothing. And he's like, yeah, that's what I thought. And he kept walking. And I was like, no, that is exactly the moment where you're like, I called you a fucking bitch. Go ahead and slap me, The Rock. I would love for The Rock to hit me. Like, please.
That
That's a
reminds me-
retirement plan.
Years ago, so Rey Mysterio would do this thing where, like, when he'd walk to the ring, if there would be a kid in like the aisleway wearing his mask,
Yeah.
who would like kind of stop by him and like put his head up to his and like say something, and it was like always a cool
like a little,
moment.
We
like
called
a
it
head dap.
we
know?
called
Yeah.
it forehead love in our house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was one person said that when they were a kid, Ray did that, and when he did that, he said, "Do something with your life, you little bitch." And I want that to be true so bad.
I mean, why not? Like,
Yeah.
what
Sounds
better
true.
origin story than Rey Mysterio telling you to do something with your life?
Yeah, that's some real good motivation, because that's the motherfucker who did something with his life.
Yeah,
Little
and
bitch.
I definitely don't want to have to answer to Rey Mysterio in 10 years. And he's like, hey, so
Yeah.
how's your life? I told you to fucking do something with your life. What'd you do? It's like, I'm an Uber driver.
I apologize on Twitter a lot.
Well, see, I just bought this 1-to-1 scale Megan doll.
It's about your height,
Right? Yeah.
It's not weird. She has her own bedroom.
Oh God.
I call it the pleasure chamber, but sure.
Ugh.
But yeah, so WrestleMania weekend
did I?
started.
Never mind. Wait.
Go, all right, go on. Now you sounded upset. Go through it.
Did
Let's
I ever?
Work through this.
Did I ever talk about how my great grandma lived with a blow up doll for many years before she died?
I
sure
know
don't
you've
think
told
so.
us about it, but I
Okay.
don't know if you've ever talked about it on the show.
Yes. Yes. This definitely is a story we've heard.
Okay.
I don't think
Because-
I have.
So my great grandma was out of her goddamn mind, and at one point she purchased a blow up companion doll whose intended purpose was for, like, so like women or old ladies could like put them in the passenger seat of the car so as not to appear as if they're traveling by themselves, kind of thing.
And then
right?
you can ride in the HOV
Okay.
lane.
And you can ride in the
Okay.
HOV lane, yes. His name was it'll come to me. George. His name was George. But grandma was out of her mind. And so before long, George became like a staple in the home. She was batshit crazy and had a whole lot of money because she invested in Apple in like 1982 or some shit, right? So she had all this crazy fucking money. And so while no one in her family ever saw any of it, George the doll actually did have his own room in her house with an impressive library of first edition books and designer clothes. She, however, would dress
Unreal.
like the pauperest pauper of Paupertown, but George had Armani. It was so fucking strange. Very bizarre. And I think Rey Mysterio would not approve. That's the point of that story.
I think
Weirdly
that's
enough.
probably very fair.
Yeah. She's a fucking real character, Grandma.
Now, was George like a nice blow up doll, or was it just like one of those ones you see in like movies where it's just a quick joke?
No, so he had an inflatable body, but it had some kind of an armature in it, right? So they could sit up straight and shit like that, right? And so it
Okay.
could wear Armani. And it had hard hands that even had fingerprints and like a hard head
Oh,
with like
God.
rooted
Oh, wow.
hair and shit like that. He had rooted hair, but the eyes were not good. Like the eyes were like very dead, like ventriloquist dummy eyes. So George also wore sunglasses inside the house because his eyes were sensitive to light, you see.
And his
So it
future
didn't
was so
look at his-
bright.
Yeah, so it didn't look at his creepy ass dead eyes. It's, yeah.
Where's George now?
George is probably gonna make an appearance pretty soon because Nicole never saw George, and once and she's still at the house my grandma had, which is still very much intact, and my dad knows exactly where George is, and he almost brought him over for New Year's, but forgot him at the house. Because Nicole
Love
will
it.
die when we bust out George. 'Cause he's
Okay,
around. He's
okay.
in a box somewhere.
Hear me out. We all know that Nicole loves company. What if you were like, hey, George, who was just extremely close to my great grandmother, is coming to town and he needs a place to stay. Can he stay with us for the week? And then your dad brings him over.
We just weekend at Bernie's in the house.
Yeah. You just plop him down on the couch. And like you bring him over like when she's like distracted. So then she like comes in from somewhere else or from down from
I mean,
work or wherever.
It would never fly
They're
because
like,
she
"George
knows
is
the
on the
legend of
couch."
George. She knows the legend of
Oh.
George. It would never fly. So, like she's definitely aware.
That's a shame. That's a
Tell
real
her
shame.
that I'm coming over.
Yeah.
And then instead it's George.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you were to round a corner and that guy was sitting on the couch, it would fuck you up because at a long glance, he does look like a person. It would be very upsetting. But oh, this is a bad. See, this one, that's a fun little story. This one makes me look bad, so I'm gonna tell it anyway. So the last time I saw my grandma, I was walking about like you do out at the Walmart, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then she rounds the corner, she's like, Lee? And I said, nope. And I
Nope.
kept walking.
Oh yeah, that's a great story.
Like, no, we have nothing to talk about. Nothing personal at
Oh.
all.
That's the last time you saw her?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
I mean, hell, the last time I saw my
Well,
mom, she called
you
me an
know.
asshole like 97 times. So, I mean, you know,
Last time I saw my grandmother, she didn't remember who I was. So they all
Yeah.
go in some way or another. You
yeah,
know?
exactly.
Well, when Lee's grandmother was talking to some strange dude that she thought was Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Damnedest thing. I said the other day that if there's one feeling I wish we could bottle, it's the feeling you get when you're out in the world, like, you know, you're at the grocery store or you're at Target or some shit like that, and you see somebody that you know, and you make eye contact, and there's a moment where you kind of register, oh yeah, fuck this person that I know, and then they just keep on walking. If we could bottle that feeling, man, we would end. There would be an end to wars if we could get that feeling on tap. Like the drug market would collapse. It would all depression cured. Inflation would stop somehow if we could follow that feeling, because it's just the fucking best.
It's that when you're high on weed and you start to get scared and then you realize everything's going to be okay.
That's also a pretty good one. That's a good one. But just to not be even mildly inconvenienced when you thought you were gonna, it's the best.
It is really nice.
Just incredible. Like someone you fucking knew in school or whatever. And like, oh God, we haven't talked in 20 years. Why do you want to do it now? Like, I don't want to do it.
That's the best when you get those and you're like, we didn't talk when we were in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
so why
because
the
we went
fuck?
to the same place doesn't mean we need to have a conversation.
So
Kelly, I had that exact conversation in college. There was 5 of us that went to the same college, and those 4 were friends, and I did not talk to those 4 people all through high school. And when we got to college, they were like, "Hey, man, we got to stick together." And I was like, "Why? We've never spoken. We just did 4 years of high school where we had nothing in common and never talked. Why would we talk now? I don't give a shit that you're from my hometown."
we have to bond together.
Let me tell you, that worked real good. They were like, "You know what? Yeah, you're right. We do not need to talk."
The past few years at MJ BizCon, we worked alongside this photographer, and it was a little abrasive, a little we won't say too much about it, but prior to the show this past year, he keeps emailing me like, "Have you heard about the show? Are you working the show?" And I was like, "Yeah, we'll be there." And we were there, and he wasn't. So apparently something went down where he wasn't the official photographer anymore. We're out shooting one day, and I see him. And this is after we've already talked on email. We're shooting the show. As I'm walking towards a booth to get some interview footage, he stops me and says, "Hey, Jason, you working?" I'm fucking carrying a monopod with the camera. Like, probably sweating, probably flushed, probably just looking cracked out as I do. And he's like, "You working?" And I said, "Yeah." And kept going. It's like, "You want to fucking catch up?" Obviously, you aren't. Oh.
Oh,
Like, what do you
roasted.
want me to do?
Fucking nonsense. People are dumb. So what good wrestling did you see, Kelly? What's up? What you got?
All right. So from Thursday until like Monday afternoon, all I watched was wrestling.
Oh my god.
I didn't watch anything else. Like if I wasn't at work, I was watching wrestling. When I was at work, I was also watching wrestling.
Mm-hmm. While you were pooping, you were watching wrestling.
And that 100%. I would, if I was watching a show, I would be like, "All right, sick. Time to put it on my phone and then go poop." And then once I'm back from my poop, it goes back from my phone to the TV.
Efficient.
Yeah. Sometimes I would be watching one show on the TV and I would be watching another on my phone.
That's
That's
some dedication to the game, Kelly.
That's how I got through WrestleMania.
Kelly, if you watch it all on your tablet, you can just continue when you're in the shower.
See, I like the piece of the shower. I don't want anything else.
Yeah, see,
I
some
just-
of us,
You could watch wrestling in there.
some of us, Kelly,
Could.
can't be alone with our thoughts in the shower.
Exactly. Yeah.
But see, that's when I have like my good thoughts.
The best
That's when-
thoughts, shower thoughts.
That's when I just have the fucking nonsense that comes out,
Mhm.
and I'm like, and then I immediately message you guys something, and then don't look at the thread for like an hour.
Just drop that grenade.
Yeah, and then just go about my day.
Kelly, no.
Yeah.
That
There
makes
is-
me happier than the Kelly No moments.
Oh, yes, yes. One of my favorite things is seeing Kelly drop a bomb and just waiting for the Kelly no.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right, so yeah, I watched a lot of good shit. Let's go. Let's just start at Thursday. Stardom had a show. I think it was about 2:00. That was like one of my first shows of the weekend. Main event was really good between Micah and Megan Bain. That's well worth checking out. Around that same time, I think at like an hour later, it started was GCW's Bloodsport. That was great. Nice. That's one you should watch before you dump Triller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bloodsport had some really good shit on it. Takuya Nomura and Fuminori Abe had a rematch from their like match the previous or in 2023. That was one of my favorites of the year. And once again, they just beat the fuck out of each other because they're bros, and that's what you do. Just guys being dudes. Like,
You love to see it.
Nomura got busted open from either a shoot headbutt or just getting punched in the forehead too hard.
Oof.
Because that's one thing these dickheads will do to each other is they'll like be in have the guy in a submission hold and then like in a leg lock or something and then just pop each other in the fucking forehead.
Yeah, Foley always said that there's a way, like, Foley said there's a way you can punch someone, and it's like it's in the wrist. If you, like, turn your wrist just the right way, like, the minute your fist hits their forehead, it'll open them right open. He's like, works every time.
Yeah. Yeah, and these dickheads, they're just guys being dudes. Just going out there slapping the shit out of each other and then going to have a beer or something. And then that show also had Shayna Baszler from WWE show up, and had a really good match against Masha Slamovich.
Tell you what, I was looking at your recommendations, and it seems like Masha Slamovich was the MVP of your Mania weekend.
She had a tremendous weekend. She had a really, really good weekend. Just great showings all throughout. She's definitely up there for MVP. She's definitely up there for just having some of the most matches. I think I saw a list that the number 1 and 2 were Marcus Mathers and Mike Bailey.
Marcus Mathers.
Ed Helms, I think you mean.
The real Slim Shady.
Yeah, Marcus Mathers is a guy to keep your eye on. I've been high on him for a little bit now, and he's really coming into his own and had a couple really good matches across the weekend.
We watched Spring Break, and they had the match with Rock and Roll Express and Kerry Morton.
Yes.
Against what the fuck was it?
It was the East West Express.
And Mike Bailey. Speedball Mike Bailey. And Mary was looking at Speedball and she was like, what is it about his ring gear that is so erotic?
I don't know.
Well, he's got the little biker shorts.
Yeah,
like,
he
which
does
are
the kick pads with the shoes.
Like MMA shorts, kick pads, and no shoes. It's just it's a weird. And also, they were all wearing like cut off T-shirts with the like fringe hanging down on them. So it was a real fit. Mike Bailey was rocking. You never really see
the Canadian mullet too. So.
Yeah, you never really see so much thigh and belly in a dude's outfit.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a hell of a fit.
That was a cool match. It was good to see Ricky Morton before he escorted Joey Janela to the ring in the main event.
Dude, Ricky Morton rules. Like, I love that guy. I've told you about when I saw him at the state fair, right?
Tell us again.
I don't think so.
Local company BCW usually will run shows in like the expo center at the first day of the state fair. And so they had the Rock and Roll Express booked on one of the shows. So I was, sit and watch, and then.
And Mahoney, the Rock and Roll Express have been doing it since like 79.
Yeah.
Like it's a tag team. They're old as fuck these days.
Oh, okay. It's multiple people.
It's two dudes. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson.
And they're just old as fuck. Like their eyes don't all point the right way.
Sounds more made up than the last.
But Ricky Morton, so after his match, I saw him go over to like right next door to the wrestling ring was like the Powerball booth. So we went over there, bought him a Powerball ticket and some scratchers, and then looking the happiest I've ever seen a guy, just wandered into to go look at all the fucking like slap chops and chamois and whatnot. It's like, damn, that guy just having a hell of a day.
So funny.
And like I was explaining to my coworker because she was actually watching over my shoulder when that match was on, and I was like pointing at the Rock and Roll Express. I was like, so those guys like revolutionized tag team wrestling, and like they would be getting beat down, and women in the crowd would be weeping.
Yeah.
You look at them now, you're like, well, what? How?
Fucking Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy looking ass.
But then, so Thursday night was probably my favorite show of the whole weekend. Action Wrestling put on a show called Dean. That was a tribute show for the guy who founded the Death Valley Driver forum. And this is a big forum that a lot of like movers and shakers of the current like wrestling world came from, one of them being Tony Khan. So Dean passed away this past year, so this was like a big tribute show to him, and they kind of just booked all of like the sort of matches he would like. And it was just fucking cool matches. Like Gringo Loco had a match against Dr. Cerebro, and like this like reinvigorated a feud that they had like a decade and a half ago in some small Mexican indie. And it was just a cool match to see them come back. The dog collar match between Mad Dog Connolly and Demus was one of the most insane things I've ever seen. Just zero regard for any of the people in the building.
Demus is, of course, the fighter of the Night Moose.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Just fucking throwing each other into the crowd. People just running and getting knocked over by these giant men that are flying at them. Just blood everywhere. It was insane. I loved that match so much. It's definitely going in my top 10 of the year.
That sounds awesome.
Yes, as was the main event between Daniel Makabe and Tim Thatcher. This was like the end of a series of matches that they've been having on and off since like 2017. And this is Makabe's last year as a wrestler. And so this was like his final time. They would finally decide who was the winner of the series. And it was very cool to see those two have a just really hard-hitting, super technical match. Like, that's just what those guys do. They go out and do, like, the human chess match kind of thing. And it was fucking awesome. And it was just as good as I was hoping it would be out of those two. So, like, I think those are my two top matches of the weekend. I went 4 3/4 on both of them, and they'll probably both end up in my top 10 for the year. The DDT show that was happening at the same time was a lot of fun. Takeshita was in the best match of the show against Shunma Kutsumata. Definitely worth watching for that one. And then the JCW show that was also that night. That one was at like midnight. Was pretty solid.
Every time I hear JCW, I assume it's Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
No, this is the Jersey Championship Wrestling one. And it was basically just them versus the world, and they did all the graphics like the old WCW versus the world game on PS1.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of fun matches on there. Definitely worth a watch. We go to Friday, where the high point for sure on Friday was Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. And you guys watched that one, right?
Yeah, not all of it, big chunks of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what I saw of it was pretty great.
Mahoney downloaded it from that link that you sent, Kelly.
I've seen enough of it on TikTok.
He's saving it for the cruise.
Begrudgingly. Sometimes you can't swipe because your hands are wet before the 15-second wrestling video plays.
Because you're jerking it?
No, because I'm either in the shower or I'm washing dishes. Those are my two main TikTok times.
Mahoney, here's a new game changer for you. Shower tablet, but also bring the dishes in there.
I like where you're going with this. Or kitchen, but I bring the shower in there.
I mean, just put a drain in the floor and just drop trowel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whole house is just wet all the time.
and then you know what? Put a garbage disposal in the drain in the floor. Just shit on the ground.
That's what Kramer used to do. It worked for him.
Stomp it down.
Yep. Yeah, the Ring of Honor show, the main event was so good between Eddie and Mark Briscoe.
That one I haven't seen yet, but I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, I was so good.
I was surprised to hear that they had, I don't know,
it's not really a demotion, but kind of feels like a demotion to put Sheeta on the Ring of Honor shows. But she kicked ass. That match was great.
Yeah. I mean, shit,
Guess it
she's
just-
not doing anything on the main card, on the main
Right,
show.
yeah.
So.
That's a good way to kind of filter people in and out. Is
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, if they did more of that, I think it'd be really cool.
give them something to do.
yeah. I mean, make like Ring of Honor is its own show. Make Rampage its own show with its own storylines, and make Collision
Yeah.
its own show with its own storylines. Kind of was that for a little bit.
Yeah. I was really impressed by the Kyle Fletcher and Lee Johnson match.
Yes, that was very cool. What
Yeah, that was a good one.
Kyle Fletcher doing like an anime cosplay?
I have no idea.
I'm hoping it's a tribute to some obscure character and not just let's see what this fucking paint looks like, huh?
Yeah, I have no idea what he was
Real
doing.
finger paint school project shit. Which was, and it was all the stuff on his chest was gone within 5 minutes of the match.
Yeah, it was very weird. Yeah, like Lee Johnson kind of blew me away there. I'd never really seen, like, I thought he was a good hand, but like I never really saw him on that level. But he had a great showing there. And then the Stardom Trios match was really good. I'm glad
that
those
was really
girls
cool.
went out and
Yeah.
showed out. And it was fun because like the pairings in the trios, like they don't normally team together, so that was fun to see different people in different groupings. For
What
once.
were the two factions that they name dropped? The Cosmic Angels and the Queens of something?
So Cosmic Angels was yes. So Cosmic Angels is one, and then Queen's Quest is the other.
Queen's Quest. Wild.
And then there's also the other faction that Mina Shirakawa and Micah are in together. That is called Empress Nexus Venus.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So many of the Stardom faction names are just choose random words and put them together.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But also, when
Isn't
you look
everything.
that cool, you need a wild ass name because they
Yeah.
all look fucking cool.
Yeah. And Mina has to do her dance to her sick accordion music.
Fucking Mexican polka song.
Yeah.
Mary
I'm
was
s-
like, I
I'm
feel
so
like I
pissed that no one booked her and had a live accordion dude play
Oh
her
my
to the
God.
ring.
Yeah, Mary was like, I feel like I recognize this song. And I'm like, yeah, it's every Mexican polka song you've ever heard in your life. Doesn't it just make you want to eat chips and dip right now?
Yeah.
Tableside guacamole, please.
Waters for the table.
Let's see what else. Then we jump to Saturday. ETU had a really good show where they did a versus show against Dragon Gate. There's a
Mahoney just
bu-
reached for a hammer.
Yep. There was a bunch of Dragon Gate guys over for the weekend, and they were able to fill out an entire card of these two companies going head to head. It was 7 matches.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And the main event of that one was Mike Santana of formerly Santana and Ortiz, Proud and Powerful,
Mm-hmm.
against Yamato of Dragon Gate. And that match was fucking awesome to the point where I am totally sold on Santana as a singles wrestler now.
When before he went out with his injury, he was kind of doing like a little belt collector thing on the indies, as a singles wrestler, and he was trying it out, and it seemed like it was working. And then the injury happened, and then tag team fell apart. So fucking go for it, man.
Yeah, no, I'm totally sold now. Like after that match, because I'd never seen much of the indie stuff he was doing, and so seeing this match, I was like, damn, this dude can hold a main event like by
He's
himself.
a big boy.
Yeah, it was fucking great. And Marcus Mathers had a great match on that show against Dragon Kid. That was another really one of my favorite matches of the weekend. The ETU versus Dragon Gate show is probably my second favorite show of the weekend. That and Dean are both on the independentwrestling.tv service.
Dean.
Yeah. That also on Saturday was the Joey Janela's Clusterfuck Forever, which had the Punjabi prison match. In that match, one of the Bollywood boys got busted open hard way so bad
Oh no.
and like bled all over the floor. And apparently, like for the next half of the match, the crew was trying their goddamnedest to get the blood off of the rug.
Oh. Why is there rug exposed at all at the collective?
Yeah, there shouldn't be.
No. For the crowd, if nothing else, there should be no rugs.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're never getting that smell out.
Yeah.
No, these are not people that can be trusted with nice things.
No. And that was one disappointment from the collective stuff is GCW wasn't able to do any death matches over the weekend. Because that's some of their best stuff.
Venue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had to go over to the venue where the IWTV stuff was running. They had ICW No Holds Barred run and Ruthless Pro Wrestling. They both did deathmatch shows. ICW No Holds Barred was pretty solid. Nothing amazing. I had one 4-star match on there. Ruthless Pro, I had another 4-star match, just one. The first half of that card was fucking trash. There was a match where I saw a dude deep throat multiple dildos. Luckily, that was one.
Is that a special move?
No, like that was like part of someone brought a bunch of dildos to the ring and they were just making him do it.
You sure you weren't on the wrong tab?
Like, he was getting beat up and then they just shove it in his mouth.
This is a crime.
Yeah.
You'd think. But when your name is Lou Life Louie Ramos and someone's putting a dildo in your mouth, no one really cares. Dude looks like a giant
Put
potato
that
man.
in the intro immediately.
Yeah, don't want to victim blame, but it is low life Louis fucking Armstrong, whatever the hell he just said.
Louis Armstrong. And then it's like, and they shove the dildo through the trumpet.
Zabbity bobbity, I got a dildo in my mouth.
Oh.
And then I guess I watched actual WrestleMania too. Night 2 was definitely better than Night 1. Night 1 sucked shit. Main event of that one felt like it was 4 hours long.
Couldn't say I saw it.
But it was cinema, Kelly.
Yeah,
Cinema.
sure. Oh shit, The Rock is someone I could choose for my thing, for my actor.
Yeah, yeah. You could watch all of the wrestling that The Rock is involved in. Similarly, you could go with Hulk Hogan.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Tooth Fairy.
Yeah. The Scorpion King.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Moana.
Returns. Moana. Rampage.
Oh, that's right. They did make a Rampage movie. That's right.
Black Adam, I guess.
You got two Jumanji movies.
Yep. What's that one?
Those are good.
Walking Tall,
Walking Tall.
Hard.
Walking Tall.
Yeah, with
Tall.
Neil McDonough.
Yeah. Yeah.
That movie's actually pretty good.
It is actually a banger.
Yeah, I like that movie.
That early 2000, 2004 Rock was underrated Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, Southland
Jungle
Tales.
Cruise. You can watch Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
Worst version of the Mummy.
I could play the Spy Hunter video game that was supposed to have a movie attached to it at some point, but that never happened.
Doom.
Doom, yeah.
I low-key really like that fucking Doom movie, too. It's real dumb, but it's a lot of fun.
I thought
cool.
they
Just
said.
me. Okay.
I thought he said Dune, and I was like, I didn't think the Dune movie was dumb. Everybody loved the Dune movie. Like, it was whatever for me, but everybody else loved it. And then I realized you said Doom.
Yeah,
Benny
Doom's dumb as
Gesserit.
shit.
Benny
If I
Gesserit over
wanted to
here
watch
doesn't know the
Doom, I
difference
could pick Batista.
That's true. That's true.
You could pick beloved FX star Benny Gesserit. Watch all the things that he's been in. Did you see, Kelly, that Benny Gesserit was out there pimping the brand new dish Chicken Al? Wait, what was it?
I can assure you I
Chicken
did
Al
not.
boom boom boom. Now let me hear you say Fredo Fredo. That's what it was.
What?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Fredo, right?
Oh, well, let me hear you say Fredo Fredo.
Boom, boom, boom. Now let me hear you say Fredo.
Damn, Kelly doesn't follow us on Twitter. That's fucked up.
I follow us
Kelly,
on
how
Twitter. I
dare
just
you?
don't read everything on
Like
Twitter.
7 people. How do you not follow us? Would you run out?
No, I follow plenty of people. I just don't read everything on there.
It's
Well, who
difficult.
does?
I play a lot of fucking Marvel Snap on my phone.
Yeah, buddy.
Lee, have you gotten
Yeah.
Red Hulk yet?
I totally.
Oh yeah, I got that
understand,
Red
Kelly.
Hulk dog.
Dude,
There's
Red
so
Hulk
many
is so
tweets
good.
coming out of the Popcast Twitter account. You can't possibly keep up with them all.
Mahoney,
the 2
you
to
should
3 a
download,
week is
download
definitely
Snap.
overwhelming.
Download Snap.
I don't want to
play.
download Snap.
Play Snap.
No,
probably
I'm not
love
gonna do
it.
that.
That'll definitely fill, your thought places for a couple minutes at a
Card-based
time.
turn games is not my bag.
See?
No,
Me
thank
neither.
you.
Me neither. I'm very surprised that this one has got a fucking vice-like grip on my life. Because it's very good.
Yeah, but have you considered this is Marvel?
Yeah.
You like that.
me?
And it is really rewarding when you can just, you just bum somebody out with like a really good combo at the end. Although, Kelly, I ended up losing a match with each position with like minus 140 points the other day. It was goddamn devastating.
Dude, I had a game earlier today. I played a bunch of ongoing cards, and then dude dropped Super Skrull.
Uh-huh.
He had, in one of his zones, 184,000 points.
So the same thing happened. Had some ongoing cards. He dropped them, and it was also on like it was on Kunlun, so the ongoings were like doubled anyway. And then he had a loot cage and a hazmat. He dropped that fucking hazmat, and the numbers just kept falling. It was like it was like casino tumblers. It just kept going and going and going. To just sit there and wait for it to just realize, just stop. I'm already dead. It was devastating. I says.
I made a real dumb deck earlier today, because it was one of the things was like play 2-cost cards. So I made a deck that was just all 2-cost cards.
Fair enough.
I won a couple matches with it. I was like, this won't get me anywhere, but you know what? It did the job to get me through this season pass thing.
Good game, you guys. You totally get it. It's great.
It's so good.
It's very fun.
And then Cody finished the story. He did it.
Okay, yeah. So I'm actually kind of surprised, and good for him that he got his fucking moment. But boy, what a long way to get there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What was the story?
Yeah, what is the story? Because I feel like I've been hearing about the story for like 9 years.
It's him finally winning the world title.
That his father never did.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he was gonna do it for his family.
Because he was trying to push for himself to be a champion before he left WWE, and Vince and Triple H just weren't seeing it. So he went off to do his own thing, built a fucking a completely new company, and then got welcomed back as a conquering hero and is now the champion.
It just took 2 years.
Yep.
It's so funny, all the people who love to talk about finishing the story, and it's like, did you watch any of the AEW stuff? Because that sounds like it's part of the story, right? Like, did you follow him on the indies? Like, his story existed only when he was employed by WWE, apparently.
Yeah, that's the only one they cared.
Yeah, they don't like talking about other things. It's very strange.
Oh, they have been this week, though. Been talking a lot.
Really?
Yeah, and that's why we're most likely going to see the fucking backstage footage from All In, because they've been talking too much shit.
Yeah.
Oh, who been
Tony?
talking shit?
Well, you saw
Punk.
the Punk
Oh, just
interview.
Punk? Oh, okay.
And Triple H has been fucking talking shit. You know, they've
And
got
Cody
their whole...
talked about how they weren't using brandy and stuff.
Oh, get out of here.
I mean, yes, you bring over some of the best free agents in the country, if not the world, and you got to make sure you got room for Brandy fucking Rhodes.
There is
Come on.
one motherfucker on this planet that thought that they should use Brandy Rhodes more, and his name is Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, buddy. Come on. Fuck
So
outta here.
I think Tony finally had enough of all the shit talking this week, and he's like, "Fuck it, we're putting out the footage."
Yeah, and there was the shit about Triple H is glad he didn't fucking sign some of these free agents because apparently they don't want to rise and grind like he does.
That's the dumbest shit I've heard, man.
Mhm.
That is some
Yeah.
crazy shit to say.
That is the
Like-
dumbest fucking thing in the world.
Absolutely insane. To be
You
like,
want to
no,
be...
we don't want these world-class talents.
Yeah. If you want to be a star in this industry, you better be okay with making $25K a year and looking away from any sexual assaults.
$25K a year, independent contractor status, can't work anywhere else. Got to pay for your own fucking flights and accommodations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're working, what, 5 times as many dates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and you got to move to Florida.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. You know,
Nonsense.
If
Absolute
I'm a
fucking
free
nonsense.
agent and I'm like a big QAnon head, then like NXT is the fucking... NXT
Oh yeah.
is to QAnon as Nickelodeon is to pedophiles.
Yep. That's just a wonderland there. You can find
Jesus fuck.
you can find some of those pedophiles there too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's no shortage of pedophiles as well.
God damn.
Did see that clip of Velveteen Dream making an appearance at a WrestleMania show, and I don't understand why people keep booking him.
Yeah. What was it, like all Caribbean wrestling or something?
Oh my God. Like as a wrestler, I wouldn't want to be in the same frame as
No.
that guy.
No. Yeah, so Cody finished the story with the help of The Undertaker for some reason.
Okay.
Because
Who definitely was supposed to be in that spot and was not a fill-in for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense because people on TikTok were like, "Why the fuck was Stone Cold Steve Austin not there?" So
I wonder
There you
if
go.
Stone Cold has some deep-seated loyalty to Vince, or if it was just a money issue, or is it he hates Triple H so much?
Or hell,
wouldn't.
Or maybe he did not know about all the fucking and the raping and is like, I don't want to go back there. That's
That
a
too.
possibility as well.
Yeah,
know?
that could all be possible. I
Yeah.
do, though. I remember him on Instagram recently talking about doing some car racing, so he might just be busy with that.
Right.
And, working on his farm because he has an actual goddamn ranch.
Yeah, and petting Poncho.
Gotta go pet. Ain't got time for WrestleMania game. It's got to pet Poncho the barn cat.
Tell the people how you doing, Poncho.
What's up, guys?
damn,
Stone
that's
Cold Steve Austin here, about to get into this ice bath. Oh, God damn it! Fuck!
What a character.
Hey, guys, Stone Cold Steve Austin here. Oh, God!
You know, I made a reference. I compared WWE to Subway the other day, and the more I think about it, the more I think it sticks.
Mhm.
Because, you know, there's so many better sandwiches. But, you know, you fucking, hey, random person, close your eyes, think of a sandwich place. What is it? Oh, it's Subway, right? Like they got the they got the brand recognition.
Right.
They're the, you know, Band-Aids to adhesive strips.
Kleenex.
Subway to
Kleenex.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
And WWE to wrestling. You know what I mean? Like
Coca-Cola.
yeah, if you've never fucking, you know, had a Firehouse sub, you know what? Good. I bet you think Subway's fucking delicious. and good for you.
Never gotten the roast beef at Jersey Mike's? Bet
No.
that foot-long cookie it's Subway's doing it for you.
Yeah, for sure. Good. You know, there's plenty of you know who loves Subway? Children. Children love Subway.
Your
They
daughter.
don't fucking know any better. They love it. Both of them. They fucking love Subway.
We want to talk about shrinkflation. In our day, it was a $5 foot long.
Yeah.
These days, they're doing $6 6 inches.
What?
Are you
Yep.
fucking serious?
I am 100% serious.
Horseshit.
Jesus.
And you
Can't
know,
make a fucking jingle out of that.
that $6 6 inches, 4 inches.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
And you know, the quality of ingredients has only dropped precipitously
Mhm.
from when it was
Yeah, it's
barely
lead
dog
now.
food.
You think Lunchables have lead in them? It's all the same fucking meat that they get at Subway, probably.
Wow.
But I mean, if the sub does lose weight, it does get longer.
I've heard
Sure.
that. I tell you what, I don't believe that 10 pounds equals 1 inch thing. That does not work.
No,
Nah, it's not
definitely
that good.
10.
It's not
It's
that
like-
good.
It's maybe like 30-ish.
Okay, I can deal
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because I'm like, where's my extra 3 inches of wiener over here?
Yeah. You do that math, you're like, I have got a 17-inch cock. That's gotta,
That's a
it's gotta
little
lose
buried,
like
that's
100
all.
pounds.
Yeah.
Who knew? If I had all that dick in there. I'm not gonna fucking fruit by the foot. I just gotta do some exercises.
The opposite should also be true. I mean, it kind of is. For every 30 pounds that you gain, your penis turns closer into a vagina.
I mean,
that is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is true.
Yeah.
It just becomes a hole in your pelvis.
Yeah.
Or
know, a
and
couple
sometimes
of
not
those
even
guys.
that.
thinking about that one dude right now. Bet he had a fucking.
Oh, that was a mess.
You know it was just like a cloaca.
You think about that dude, and it's like he wasn't entirely clean for at least the last 15 years of his life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just various stages of not.
Never really got that good shower, if you know what
No,
It's a real
No.
sloppy mussy.
I mean.
Ugh.
Kelly, no.
Floppy
Jesus Christ.
mussy is not a phrase I needed to hear.
And on that note, I think that's our show this week.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
You know how they like to send the folks home happy? We don't believe that. We're gonna leave you with sloppy mussy.
Let it spill
Enjoy
around
your
mouth a
fucking
bit.
work day.
Yeah. You see that guy? You see your coworker? Look at him. Look at him. Sloppy mussy over there.
Sloppy mussy.
tell him you should listen.
You know it.
Oh, goddamn. All right, so we'll be back next week. Oh shit! Is next week Hundreds of Beavers week? It might be. Oh
I
shit!
think it is.
It might be. So we might be watching Hundreds of Beavers, y'all.
Fuck yeah.
Stay tuned for that.
Next week I'm here. Week after that, I'm not here.
All
So
right.
I'll be locked away on a boat.
Week after that's my birthday. You're gonna miss my birthday, Mahoney.
Well, come on the
Damn.
boat. Come on the boat. Keep me company.
Threaten me with a good time. Be fucking rad. Holy shit, we should all go on a cruise together, you guys. It'd be so fun.
Have
Lots
you
of kids
not
up someplace.
heard anything that Mahoney said?
Yeah, why can't
Yeah,
we
but
do
if we're
literally
there, it'll be
anything
awesome.
but that?
Right. He won't be alone.
Yeah. You know, books all
Mahoney,
be
we
together
could
getting catered to.
Stay in the room and play rock paper scissors for hours.
Imagine. Have you seen the new
Solitaire.
trend, Kelly? So this is what you do: you go to like McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, whatever restaurant
Oh
you
my
want, right?
God.
You order up a
What is
bunch
this
of food.
nonsense?
You park
Uh-huh.
yourself in a parking lot, and let's say, like, 100 feet away, there's a street light in the parking lot. So you lay out all the food on your trunk, you stick your phone on the back windshield of your car, you start it recording, you do rock, paper, scissors. Whichever one of you loses has to run a lap around the light post while the other one gets to eat the food. You do rock, paper, scissors again, and then the next person has to run the lap. Like, whoever loses, you might lose 3-4 times in a row. Who knows? You might go back and forth. But it's a race to see how much of the food you get to eat. It's the hot new thing.
Yeah.
All the kids are doing it.
I've been doing that for most of my life. The race to see how much food you get to eat, and I do not recommend.
Yeah, they all look pretty miserable, honestly.
Yeah.
Between the running and then trying to eat McDonald's as fast as they possibly can, they look
Yeah, I don't
really
know which
upset
I would
about it.
rather do.
I'm making such. This is more upsetting than sloppy mussy. I'm not gonna lie. It's so fucking dumb. That's so
I
fucking
was like, it'd be
stupid.
much better if they had just a sloppy mussy laid out on the trunk of their car and they were eating
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
At least then you know what the score is all the time. No one's winning, you know? Jesus Christ. Oof. So, come back next week. Bunch of beavers, y'all. It's going to be great. So, for Jason Nyes, Jose Guzman, wherever the hell he is, quack, quack, Jose,
In bed.
Kelly Harris, and our good buddy Mahoney, I am the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Talk to you guys next week at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at youtube.com/panelsonpages. Tonight, love you. Goodbye.
Do you mind if I do?
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Do you mind if I do? Do you mind if I do?
Fucking Google something.
Do you mind if I do?
Holy shit.
Do you mind if I do?
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Do you mind if I do?
I didn't want to say it.
Do you mind if I do?
What are you, some kind of bitch?
Do you mind if I do?
Whoa.
Do you mind if I do?
You fucking
Blue class bitch.
Do you mind if I do?
Why you keep bugging us, you two?
Do you mind if I do?
you fucking Google ass bitch.
That's it. Show's over. We're done.
See you next Tuesday.